There is a saying, if you don't know where you're going, you're not going to know when you get there. One of the tragedies in life is living and not knowing why. There are people who are constantly busy but have no peace. They are frustrated instead of fulfilled. Some people are in constant motion but make no progress. They have movement but no direction. We pursue things that we believe will satisfy our desire to belong, have significance, and find meaning. But oftentimes those pursuits leave us dry, empty, and emotionally bankrupt. I believe the reason is because we do not understand our purpose, and that is the most important discovery anyone can make. This concept goes much deeper than the pursuit of a formal education or career. You can have a PhD in philosophy and not know who you are. You can have a master's in psychology, yet your mind can master you with stress, depression, and sleepless nights. Purpose is worth more than all the money in the world. Even if you had millions of dollars, without purpose you will be spiritually and emotionally bankrupt. Without knowing your purpose, your life becomes an experiment. Where purpose is unknown, abuse will be inevitable. I believe the number one problem in the world is not terrorism, war, or economic collapse, nor is it politics, racism, or teen suicide. These are all symptoms. I believe the core problem is ignorance of our purpose. We have forgotten who we are and why we are here. Therefore, we abuse one another. In order to address these symptoms, we must rediscover who we are as individuals and as a whole. Perhaps you are struggling to find meaning in life. Perhaps life unexpectedly took you off course and you want to find your way back. My hope is that this book will help those people rediscover purpose. If you don't know the purpose for your life, you will spend your life living for someone else's purpose. Several years ago, I worked at a facility that cared for special needs individuals. The first resident I cared for was Patrick. He was short, a little on the chubby side, and known to be friendly. He had cerebral palsy and was unable to walk. He could speak pretty well, but at times his words came out slowly. Patrick was unable to use the bathroom independently. I had to assist him and place him in a shower chair so that he could use the restroom. I had to unbuckle him from his wheelchair, help him undress, and then lift him into the shower chair. This took about 10 minutes, not to mention the time needed for him to do the whole process in reverse to get him back in his wheelchair. Over the next year, Patrick began to tell me about his dream of writing a book. He believed there was a reason he had cerebral palsy and that someday he could use his story to inspire others. He always believed that he was meant to do something that went beyond his disability. The day came when I left to start another job. I wondered if Patrick would succeed in his dream. A few years later, I received a phone call from Patrick. The first words I heard Patrick say were, "It's done. The book is finished." I was shocked and amazed. I was excited and went to visit him as soon as I could. His face lit up when he saw me. He drove his power wheelchair over to me and said, "This is for you." It was my copy of his book, The Man with the Withered Hand. Patrick's belief in his purpose gave him the vision to reach beyond his disability. His purpose gave him the power to rise above the limits of his body. He overcame the opinion of others who thought he couldn't do it. We are all handicapped in some way, whether by our circumstances, background, or by the opinions of those closest to us. We all have limitations that have been placed on us, but like Patrick, we can rise above our limitations. We are designed to fulfill our purpose, not just live a life to pay a mortgage. God created us to live, not live just to exist. Patrick was able to discover the wealth of his potential and release his purpose. So what is purpose? Purpose defined is the reason something exists or is done or used. An intended or desired result, end, aim, goal, to intend, design. To describe it another way, purpose is the original intent, predetermined plan, or action that gives something meaning. It is the why of the what. It is the original cause or motivation for a thing or action. It is the decisions that are made beforehand to produce an outcome. Purpose is what gives things meaning. Inventors and manufacturers don't create a product and then think to themselves, "I wonder what I'm going to do with this." The purpose of the product is determined before the product is made. All manufacturers have a reason or a cause for making the product. The purpose is always set in the mind of the maker first. They begin at the end and then work backward to the start. That's when production actually begins, after the end result has already been determined. In other words, purpose always precedes creation. To discover the purpose of something, we must understand the mind of the maker. We cannot discover the purpose of something within the product itself. This is why most products come with a manual. When you know the mind of the maker, you can enjoy the maximum benefits of the product. The manual also gives you instructions on what to do if the product is broken or needs to be repaired. A product also comes with a warranty. Under a warranty, the manufacturer guarantees a brand new replacement or repairs at their expense. The warranty is a promise made by the company. The God of Purpose. I believe that in the same way, when God made everything, He determined the purpose before He made it. He establishes the reason for something first and then creates it. Just like any architect, inventor, or manufacturer, His purpose is determined before He begins. He sets the end from the beginning. For I am God, and there is no other. I am God, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning. And from ancient times things that are not yet done, saying, My counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Isaiah 46, 9 and 10. Many are the plans in the mind of man, but it is the purpose of the Lord that will stand. Proverbs 19:21. And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. Romans 8:28. God is a God of purpose, not experimentation. You are not an accident. When He made you, He established a reason for your existence. There is a purpose for your life. You are here by choice, not by chance. You are designed for something that only you can do.